Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the third and final map of this series here in the FC Dynamo Brest Cup 2017. As always, I am Hawker, joined by Sir Danny. Danny, heading into cobblestone, from what I can understand, neither of these teams particularly like to play this map, so this could certainly be a scrappy deciding game in this series.
Yeah, and about Seed in particular, sometimes they're gonna be winning their cobblestone 16-1, 16-3. Most notably, they did win against the team Chaos 16-1. But at the same time, I'm not quite sure which. I think it was Kingwin, the other Polish team that actually beat Seed 16-3 on a map like Cobblestone. So I have no idea where to put a map like Cobblestone when it comes down to Seed. Pride, they themselves, I wouldn't say they are the strongest team on Cobblestone. After all, this is a decider, so the map is relatively not so good for both of these teams, but we're gonna have to wait and see though, as this game will be progressing here. Switch is the call, and on the city side, Pride will be starting.
Yeah, and sometimes in these best of threes, you will get a final map that both teams are fairly happy with playing, because they'll just both sort of ban the ones that they think they're bad on. But I think it's kind of gone the other way this time, with both teams just kind of settling on a map they don't particularly like, especially Pride. Recently on this map have not been in good form. They've lost the past 5 times they've played this map, and every time they haven't even been able to get double digits against teams like Against All Authority, against teams like Ecstatus, against teams like Crowns. And so this could be a difficult map for Pride to come out on top in. So here we go. We're going to see Seed start on that T side, as you were talking about earlier, and here goes Spinny just jumping down, drop, and Reeks is going to get caught out to start the round.
And what a powerful way to be starting off the round. Seed. It's quite hard to say which team has come out on top, and now we can definitely guarantee that it is Seed, as they're going to be pushing on this bomb site. The A bomb site to be exact. Top is going to be very slow, or so to speak, late on the flank, as Crystal will be taking down Luz. I think, why on earth is Crystal on the burst? It didn't make any sort of sense. Luz now put in a somewhat semi-decent position. He's gonna try to go for this one alongside his teammate Tom, and I guess it's not looking that bad when you think about it. 2 versus 2, and the CTs will definitely retake this one. They're gonna try at least. Let's pick it up one more. They know where Dennis is at, and that's gonna be it. I'm sorry, Crystal, but I guess that was a misclick. Why on earth would he even try to go for the burst there? It's not the most successful of things.
Yeah, it's really frustrating to see as well. If he wins that fight, then Seed pretty much have the round guaranteed. Instead, it goes the other way, and Pride themselves will pick up the pistol. And well, Seed are going to have to not dwell on that initial one, because despite getting the round loss there, they got the bomb plant, and that's why I was acting a little bit surprised when I saw that Seed are investing into this round. They've pretty much invested all their money here into the nades. And to be fair, if they get the smokes on the B site, it's fairly easy to get that bomb planted if you can cut off the site down the middle. And so let's see if that's what Seed have in mind, because right now they are lining up around the B side of the map. And if they do get the bomb plant at least, then they will only have to eco one more, and there goes Innocent, already finding a quick headshot with the Desert Eagle. He is forced back by the flames, so the push can't come all that quickly, but still a man advantage before the push comes to the B site.
Yes, and Seed are doing splendid here, you gotta admit. You know, they're getting the frags, and that's really what comes down to. Crystal, I was quite skeptical of him rocking the Glock, but at the same time, you know, his teammates with armor have done most of the job. Reeds and Luz, I think. Yeah, look at the utility use that's still coming in there from Seed, whether it be the smoke grenades and the flashbangs as well. It's not looking so good here for Pride, but as they say so, Luz and Reeds are still going for this one. Dennis will be dropping dead, and now Innocent only 10 points of health, but at the same time, Luz, he's got barely any sort of HP to work with here, and Innocent, I don't think Luz actually knows to jump down there. Luz is now taking his sweet time, and actually, honest, Innocent, apparently he played this one to perfection. Pride, they're gonna be losing this one, and that's, I think, could be a hard pill to swallow for the Polish team. They were in position to win that one, that is correct, and losing it in that fashion, Luz is not gonna be happy about it.
I'm actually really impressed that Innocent decided to just not peek there in the one-on-one, because it does kind of feel like you're taking the chance at the round out of your hands. If the opponent does stick the defuse, you can't do anything about it. But he was only on 10 HP, so if he did go for the peek, he was certainly risking just being taken down. And without the defuse kit, that meant that when the fake came through, that was all that could be done. Innocent wins the round based off of time alone, and here comes the push towards A long. Manise already going down, and so Seed with 2 entry kills should already overwhelm the A bomb site. And remember, Pride did go for the force here, so this is fairly brutal for them now. They are going to rotate over just in time. However, Dennis is also there to make sure Reitz cannot get to the site itself. They might not expect Tom to be in this corner though. However, still they do clear it, and so Spiddy finds a frag himself, kills across the board for Seed, and a very convincing A push come out from the terrorists.
A very convincing one of that. Morels is off in the distance, saving his FAMAS. And yeah, I mean, we might actually be seeing a different scene on the terrace side as well, you know. They kind of seem to be finding their mojo here on Cobblestone. Flash coming through. Oh, that wasn't a good flash. Both of the players being blinded right there. As I was just saying, you know, looks like Seed might actually start finding something like going in their favor, and then that was, I'd say that was quite a big mishap right there. I'm not quite sure how on earth did that just happen, but Morels is at least he's gonna be able to save the FAMAS here.
I'm still just thinking back to that flash. A little bit embarrassing, I guess you could say, for Seed, just blinding themselves up and both pushing through. However, the damage is done. Seed still get the round win and force Pride back to an eco, so I guess they can't have done that badly, even if that flash looked bad, because they do take the lead 2-1 up. And Seed, they have got full rifles into this round, so if Pride could get a kill or two, it would be nice for them to try and get that economy a little bit weakened and force those guns to be rebought. We're already going to see Pride go for some aggression in terms of the boost for Morelts in towards drop. He's got the FAMAS here. However, that shouldn't be too important because there's only Innocent towards that B side of the map, and the rest of Seed are all grouped up around A long. Push should be coming forwards, and Luz is the only man here with just a USP. There's nothing he can do, and that pretty much means the round is over at this point.
Hey, you can say that again, as you know, the CTs are just gonna get overwhelmed. And speaking about CTs, somehow Morels actually sneak past for Innocent right there, but the rest of the Pride squad is just going to be thinking about how are we going to be saving that rifle in the hands of Morels, because really there's not much more Pride can, you know, they only had one guy on the A-bomb side. He drops, and that's where the round is pretty much over. So the round is pretty much over at this point. Seed is going to be taking the lead, and well, I'm also wondering how this upcoming round is going to turn out to be, because if Seed is actually going to be winning at that one, I must admit, you know, we could be seeing a different Seed that really could be showing up here. It really could have come down to the individuals performing, and what we have seen from the map previously, some of the individuals really stepped up when the time mattered.
Pride themselves will get to save a couple of guns. Tom is going to get pushed, but Dennis doesn't get there in time. So Seed will take the 3-1 lead, as you said. Here comes the buy from Pride, though. Manise has the AWP. Been struggling a little bit to start off the map, but now he has that AWP in his hands. That could make all the difference for him as we head underway. In fact, both AWPers on their respective lineups have not particularly been fragging to start this one off. Manise with only 1 kill and Crystal with 0 frags himself. So let's see if those AWPers can find themselves any kills now that they have those big green guns into their hands. Here comes the push out mids, and Luz takes a little bit of damage, deciding to go off the angle. Syken was thinking about the push through, however he decides against it. And so Seed will just play things safe to start off the round, not really going for too much aggression. Even though they have the AWP, they're fairly happy to just sit back around the A site. However, here come the nades, likely prepping the push forwards towards A.
And Manise holding towards danger is going to be seeing players coming his way, but as he misses the first shot, if he could have landed the second, I guess that would be nice, but I mean, even in that position, he doesn't get a single kill, and him being in that sort of one-and-done spot is not good enough, and it's quite a surprising setup from the get-go, really. Manise with the AWP, he should be watching long. That's in danger. He could have had his teammate Luz, but as both of these players are now dead, I mean, Pride, they're gonna be crumbling on this A bomb site. Look at the utility usage. That's a nice wall of smokes there on the A bomb site. Speedy is actually gonna wrap around for Tom, and I think we're seeing a different seed here on cobblestone. Icon is gonna be taking down Reeds, and Morels looks like he's gonna try to go back on the save, but there's Innocent. He has been spotted out, and alongside Innocent is pretty much no one, but yet they win it. They lead. They're doing a pretty good job here, I might add.
Yeah, again, both AWPers still yet to really do too much. Crystal's still at 0 kills, but more importantly, he didn't make a mistake in that round, whereas I think it's fair to say that Manice did. As soon as he missed that shot, as soon as he went down, it left Luz in a fairly tricky position, and you saw there, Luz decided he couldn't really just sit back on the site. He wanted to go for some aggression, and as he pushed forwards, he just didn't clear the right-hand side, and as soon as he went down, the site was completely lost, and so now only pistols for Pride, mostly CZs. It's a very nice opening there from Dennis, finding the headshot. Out comes the molly to force another man out, and Dennis will continue to entry, although Morels does get 2 before he goes down. However, the rest of his teammates still find nothing, so Luz, the only man left, could get this kill. However, Icon survives on 26 HP, and Seed already off to a very strong start on their T side. 5-1 up. Again, though, Pride will be straight back with a bye and 2 AWP sports up now for Pride. Morels is going to be picking that one up alongside Manice.
Yeah, double up setup on the city side. Is it gonna be the one breakthrough they needed? I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. This time around, Manice is positioning himself towards long, which is nice to see. But the problem is, he's already, I do believe his teammate already hears the footsteps rolling in. Luzda will be picking up 2 frags, and for some odd reason, I'm not quite sure why Innocent and Dennis they thought it was a good idea to be running around with their smokes in hand. First of all, you gotta be clearing out the angles and then deploy the utility. And this is the way they're gonna be losing the round. That's quite a dissatisfying manner, to say the least.
Well, Aiken could still put a spanner in the works if he could find some one-on-one fights with this AK. And oh, that was close for Aiken. He snuck his way towards the site. He could have had the free kill. However, Reach just about keeps his teammates safe. And so Pride will take their second round on the boards. And again, I'm really surprised to see neither AWPer particularly play too well to start off this map. We saw there, Manice, he did finally land a first shot, but then he went for the repeak a little bit too quickly and ended up going down. And also, Crystal himself has not really been able to do too much. Either way, we are, of course, going to see buys for both teams. And just taking a quick look at the cash on both sides, not too much money in the bank. So this round is rather important for both teams, and Reese will hear some steps early on. The incendiary also does some damage, so Pride might be aware that there are a fair few seed players around B plat to start off the round.
And if there's a player that might have to step up, it's gonna be Morels, as Innocent is right in front of him, and the blocking, yeah, the smoke is still blocking the visual of Morels. And actually, one of the flashes that did come through was a teammate's flash, and now Morels is going to be having it easy as Dennis pushes through without any sort of backup whatsoever. I don't know if that was the whole point, but the thing is, though, if that was the idea, it's not that bad, I presume, as the rest of the Pride squad are moving on the A-bomb set, and the A-bomb set does have a couple defenders. Luz from Wooden could take up one, and the thing is, though, Icon, he made himself in a very good position. He's moving up towards balcony. That's a perfect flash, you could say. 40 seconds on the clock. Icon is gonna have to move in, gonna be getting the second into the round, but he's against Morels, who's coming in from behind. So fifth, the scoreline is gonna be 3-5. It's not looking so good here for Seed at this time, to be honest. They're gonna have the eco here, I presume, and then might just help some sort of faith back on the CD side, because beforehand, the rounds that Seed did win were quite one-sided, to be honest.
Yeah, Seed do indeed eco 5 Desert Eagles. Only Innocent with the Kevlar, and so they will be hoping for some quick headshots if they want the chance in the rounds. Luz, though, will do the first damage, taking Dennis down low and even taking him down entirely. That first kill comes in. In the meantime, Crystal has pushed up through mid. Manice, though, gets the second kill towards A long. Here goes Crystal, though. The trigger discipline gets him the kill, looking for the second, but Tom reacts in time. Still a couple of headshots coming through for the Seed side of things, but here goes Manice. The big flank should almost certainly get one frag. Indeed, Spiddy will fall, and so Innocent is on the other side of the map. If he could get this kill, He might be able to get the bomb down towards B, but I think he made noise there, and so they should be aware he's in towards drop. And as Innocent makes his way forwards, Tom seemed to be waiting for him, but decides to switch off that angle. So with a minute left, let's see if Innocent pushes towards B, because he could get the bomb plants. And you saw there, the player isn't watching, Morelts will go down. That's going to be a bomb plant now for Innocent, and a somewhat winnable 1 versus 2, considering how far away Pride are.
And this is a bit scary. Innocent has got an AK in his hands. Not only that, he's also got armor to boot. So if you're the CT side team, you gotta approach this one very smart. I mean, you gotta move in together as a unit here. Tom could have spotted out Innocent right there. But now Innocent, as he is moving in, he's up on plat. Yeah, he has been spotted. And he's gonna have to take the fight. Then he takes the one fight, but he can't take down Tom. As close as it might have been, it's still gonna be going in favor of Pride.
Yeah, NT, I guess you could say there, but not the round going to go for Innocent. Despite Seed's best efforts, or rather despite his best efforts, they still lose out. And again, I was a bit surprised to see that Morelts didn't expect the player to be in connector, because I assume he should have been able to hear the man dropping down. But either way, that allows Innocent the bomb plant, and that allows Seed a better buy into this round. They have the AWP, they have the full nades. So let's see how this round plays out, because Seed already have a couple of players over towards the A side of the map. However, they're not really lining up the push to start things off. Expecting to see both teams just play fairly safe at the initial stages of this round. And that certainly seems to be the case. It is worth pointing out, though, that Pride have 2 players committed to A long. And that could be relevant, because Dennis is waiting on the other side. If he were to push forward with his teammates, they could get shut down if they don't expect 2 players to be waiting there. However, push is not coming in yet. Both teams happy to just sit back at the start of the round.
Sit back and relax. Minis, though, he's gonna have to be a bit wary, though, as that smoke has been deployed. But now, as Minis is able to take down Innocent, look at the rest of the Seed squad. They're actually making progress here on the A bomb side. Dennis will be dropping Luz. Morels, though, is up close, and Icon will be taking down Morels. So that's the defense already being wiped out. And now the T's, of course, they're going to be playing the bomb, but beforehand, there's Tom on the side. He is not alone here. He's got some backup here, so now they got to be careful here. Speed with the frag. Icon as well. Minis now up against Free. He's got the op, but he doesn't have a lot of, I'd say, just for instance, utility to work with here. The Fuse Kit, it might just help him out in the time department, but even though he did have a nice angle right there, he's now just going to back away and save. I mean, retaking this one with the op is difficult. If he would be having an M4, there's a bit of a better possibility, as you know, some of the players are low in HP, but yeah, saving the op, it is the correct choice.
Yeah, and yet again, I want to point out for Seed that Icon is top fragging. He's been really good standing in for the team. He's been often top fragging for this lineup. There goes Minis getting the 1 kill, and so it's only Icon and Spiddy, the 2 players on 2 points of health, left alive, but they are nowhere near Minis' position, so everyone will just save what they can. And again, I kind of always feel like this Seed team maybe lacks a little bit of firepower, and potentially getting Icon into the mix would help them out in terms of having a little bit more of that, especially if he could continue to prove he can perform at this level. Of course, it's only 1 best of 3, so you'll have to prove a little bit more before they decide to make a roster change or anything. However, we'll have to wait and see if they do need Icon further into this, because I believe Zane will not be available tomorrow either. So if they do win this one Seed into the other semi-final, we will get to see Icon continue to play. Either way, here comes the push, and Minis with that 1 AWP gets 2 kills. All of a sudden, he's shutting down the push, and Minis finally showing up after a slow start. He gets a triple towards A long, and now Seed in all kinds of trouble up against this buy where there are only really pistols and the 1 AWP for Minis, who continues to open up. It's all 5 kills for Minis, and you only need 1 AWP when Minis is going to land shots like that. What a round from him.
Yeah, that's quite dissatisfying, I'd say. The thing is, though, yeah, Seed has been finding success on hitting the A bomb site, but really the success they have been finding was because of the fact that not only are they coming in from the pit area, but they're also taking long as well. Like we saw the round they went previously, really, if there would not have been a player that could have helped out Crystal to take down the guy towards the long, it would have probably been another round there for Pride, but as they're able to take down the guy from Matrix, then the push comes through on the A bomb side and they succeed Seed. Now in a round like this, they really didn't even contest A long. They just didn't think about taking that part of the map. They just thought, okay, then let's just try to push in through pit and try to get the frags. Problem is, they didn't get a single frag. It was Manice locking down that bomb site. So Seed, they had some thinking to do, and well, looks like they have thought up to do an eco here. And honestly, that's a very good thought from their side.
Couple of Zeus's for Seed. Push comes down. There we go. Crystal manages to get that Zeus kill to open up, and Seed himself, or sorry, Innocent himself, gets another kill for Seed out towards Platt. Here comes the push from Dennis, but the Glock will not have similar success. Crystal, though, has the AK, and this has all fallen apart for Pride. How has this gone so wrong for them? It's only Luz left in a 1 versus 3, and Seed had almost no investment into this round.
How is this happening? I have no idea. Luz is left alone in a 1 versus 3, and he has no idea where the teams might be coming from at this certain time where about 40 or so seconds have passed since the round start. This is where Luz he's in such an awkward spot. He's expecting it to be an A play, but the thing is though, there's no one towards A. Seed, all they gotta do is recover the bomb, and this might simply deter Luz from even thinking of going for a retake if the bomb is gonna get planted. And as the bomb will be planted, Luz, I think the correct well, okay, look, there's a defuse kit right in front of him. Okay, this does make things viable, but it's still 1 versus 3.
Luz making his way towards the site. There is no Kevlar on Seed, but they don't need Kevlar when Innocent finds a headshot like that. And so Seed, they literally just brought up 2 Zeuses, I think, in that round. That's a ridiculous round to win.
Yeah, that's the only investment. The 2 Zeuses and the Glocks.
That's just brutal for Pride. Look at this now. Pride are back down to almost a full eco themselves. That round could be one that Pride look back on as one that costs them here in this final map of the best of 3. As we head into the 13th round, Seed will almost certainly be taking this one. However, Seed themselves did just win with the default pistol, so let's see if Pride can attempt to do the same here into this 13th round. Tom does have an upgraded P250 as well as Reitz, so a little bit of an investment. Here comes the push, but Manice is spotted out. It's Polish on Polish action as Innocent gets the first kill, and now Seed will rotate back around towards the A site that is completely open.
That's obvious, isn't it? I mean, if you're the Seed team and you spot out someone pushing up from behind, it's pretty much obvious if the player did go for the push there, it's pretty much obvious that the rest of the players should be on the other part of the map, probably making a stack, because they thought, oh, we gathered so much intel, there's no one here, they're probably all just gonna try to go B, so the CTs try to go for a stack. But the thing is though, if they take down the flanking player as well, it's pretty much obvious for the terrorist team. Let's go on the other part of the map, where it's probably going to be more often than not empty. So yeah, I mean, see, that's great mid-round called right there. 5-8 is going to be the score, and wow, Pride seemed to be rather lost on the CT side. I'm quite surprised, to be honest. I expected them to show off a bit more here on.
Yep, Seed get to save all 5 guns, as you would expect when you're up against a full eco. Even if that didn't work for Pride, it works for Seed in this round. And so now into the second to last round of this half, we will see Pride invest. Not a full investment. Well, it is a full investment, but not a full buy, with Morelts being down to a CZ. But there is very strong nades on the rest of the team. So it's a fairly decent enough buy for Pride, I think it's fair to say. And already Seed, again, very focused towards B plats. We haven't really seen Seed go for too many quick B plays, which is something you will see from a fair few teams. But Seed are more than happy to take the starts of the round slowly, and it's worked out for them so far with this 8-5 lead. And I can nearly get to that opening pick. The nade comes in. Morelts does take a bit of damage from the nade, but he will survive. In the meantime, Reitz looking to lock down drop. The spray is good for 2. Finally, the trade comes in, but Seed now need to make their way forwards with the man disadvantage, and Morelts will also go down, back to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, Tom will be picking up a frag right there. Innocent, though. You know, he's in a pretty good spot, though, but Luz will be spotting him out and getting the frag as well. Well, Looks like Pride might actually make a stance here on the first half year of Cobblestone. They are on the CD side though, but I still think they expected to acquire a bit more rounds here. You know, especially if you're going on that CD side, you do expect it to be the team that should be coming out on top, but apparently not. Apparently not. Pride, best case scenario for them is you have got to be kidding me, Pride. This is probably the third time this has happened in the best of three. I have no idea. Do the players have itchy trigger fingers or something? But really, that's a big problem, I'd say, from their part.
Just doesn't make any sense, really, does it? Either way, Seed are going to go for the quick A play. We finally see them switch up the pace. We've yet to see this so far. But Manise is here. How have they not cleared this position? He only gets the one kill, though. And as the rotation comes in, Reitz was desperately jumping out from heaven. However, he won't find anything as he goes down at the hands of Innocent. And so now, the 4v3 advantage for Seed. We're going to see the boost into that position, and I can get to kill. Very nicely done to extend the advantage from Seed's perspective. And here comes Crystal for the flank. Luz will get the one kill, but he's going to get flanked surely any second now. Oh, Crystal nearly goes down, but he does connect with the kill. And Morales is now all alone. He has to go for it. It's the last round of the half. He will get the chance for the kill, and I thought he was going to get the kill, but he whiffs horribly and allows Spiddy to react for the headshot himself. So 9-6 at the half. Seed's certainly going to be the happier of the two teams so far.
Yes, Seed is going to be, I'd say, quite happy with their performance. You're thinking, okay, 9 rounds on the T side wouldn't be the best looking scoreline. It's true, but the way they got some of those rounds, it's just insane, you know, full ecos when they have only 2 tasers in the round and able to get a round win from that. Now that is insanity, I'd say. Seed now playing on the CD side, this is I think what they wanted, you know. If they would have won the knife round, I presume they would have stuck on that CD side themselves. Dennis, though, is not going to be seeing much here towards long, but towards top, this is where the majority of the players are at. Innocent will be popping heads, popping balloons is Innocent. Morels and Manise will still try to do something about it, but the problem is, though, they might be taking the bomb side, which in their liking is free. But there's still players coming in with the retake. They are fast, very fast indeed. Manise now, 1 versus 3. Dennis caught out in the open, oddly enough, and Manise spotting out another player who is taking his sweet time, but he is coming from behind. He's got to hurry up, and Manise, what a shot for him. Somehow the madness has been stopped, but really, some of the shots being fired that round, I have no idea what to say.
Yeah, it ends up being incredibly close. However, Seed do close the pistol round. And so now...
That shot from Manise.
Oh.
What?
I think TeamSpeak was lagging there. I have no clue what was going on.
That shot from Manise, you know, I don't know how on earth the Jazz has happened. That was insane stuff from him. Pride going for the force by here, and really... The rounds like these are gonna be counting here for Pride. They don't really have too many rounds to work with here, so they're gonna have to acquire whatever they can. The force buy could work out in a round like this when you Pride, they're lining up the players right behind the smoke, and once the push will commence, they have some good positions here, the CT players.
Yeah, Seed already have double digits, and they should look to extend that further. However, Pride, as you were saying, they're getting fairly close here with those CZs. So that's something Seed may need to be careful about, especially as they go for the fights towards A long. You can see now Seed looking to fall back a little bit, which is certainly expected. Down comes the smoke, but Pride themselves will go for the flashes through. Dennis lining them up. Gets the 2 kills. He has some support, but still only Dennis opening up in the round. In the meantime, Morales does get that headshot. All of a sudden here, Pride, with a flurry of frags, find themselves a man up. And Manise extends that. Where are these kills coming from? It's only Icon left. He needs this kill on towards Tom. He's in a 1v2. Looks for the kill, but not quite going to find the angle. He's only on 21 HP. Push comes out. Tom is over towards long, very low on health, but the peek comes in. Icon gets to cover, but he goes for the re-peek, and Manise with a triple kill wins the force buy, this time for Pride.
They went on a bit too aggressive right there, some of the players from C towards long. You know, I praise the fact that they had a crossfire setup going right there. They pick up 2 initial frags, but the problem is, after frags, they then go on for the push. I don't know if they expected the fact that there might be a couple more players right there, because that was the thing. I think there were 2 more players right there towards long, and they kinda screwed up there, I admit. Especially the fact that after the crossfire setup, the CTs didn't have the most amount of HP, so it didn't make much sense to go for the play they just did. And Seed will try to answer things back with a force buy of their own, and well, Crystal's gonna be dropping dead, and pretty much on the back of it, Pride is already pushing towards B.
Yep, here comes the push, here comes Tom with the AK, and here come 2 kills. Very easy for Pride, of course, to take the B site. So Dennis over towards A will look to hold on to the UMP. However, again, we have to think back to that previous round. If Seed could have come out on top there, they would have such a decent advantage, and instead it goes the other way, and Pride will get themselves right back in this game. This could, again, be an incredibly competitive third and final map, and that could certainly be very, very entertaining and fairly nail-biting for the teams in the last few rounds, if that is the case, because there is so much on the line here. Remember, the loser is eliminated. They will not be playing at the FCDB Cup 2017, whereas the winner gets the chance to play against Kingwin for a spot at the LAN in Belarus, which I'm sure these teams will be very excited to go to. A couple of teams already invited. Hellraisers, good job, are going to be there. A couple of the teams that will be playing, and I'm sure a good job on this home soil will be looking to get some upset victories. But either way, we're looking way too far ahead of ourselves. We're going to have to focus still on this qualifying game, because Seed are likely just going to full eco, apart from Dennis, who saved the UMP. And I don't think there will be too much going their way in this round. You can see Pride, I think, also realised that. They've got a few SMGs. They've got Reets on just a CZ. And Luz holding mid, long range with the AK. There's no real chance for Seed with just USPs to take him down, so they will fall back. Unfortunately for them, though, B has already been lost. So this round pretty much done, apart from Innocent finding a kill.
Yeah, and props to Liz to actually even use the tower right there. In most cases, teams will be sending down a guy towards middle to be, you know, pretty much holding down middle. The problem is, though, he could get overwhelmed from long, as well as, you know, mid. And the fact is that Liz is in the tower. He got so much vision on the CT players. He can just rattle off shots and get some easy frags. So that was quite a nice setup right there from the T's, I have to admit. The scoreline is still 3 here. See, nothing much has changed in that regard, but this upcoming round, though, it could change. You know, Pride now in a position where they can equalize the scoreline. That's definitely a possibility. But Seed, they're also going to be having the op on the Crystal, and he has been quite an important piece of, let's say, of the Seed defense, especially when it came down to Cash. Here, I guess we're still going to have to wait and see, but he's playing passive. In comparison to Cash, he is now playing relatively passive, and could that be the one crucial factor here? I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Slow start to the round. See a couple of people in chat wondering who Icon is. He is standing in for Zane here in this match. He's played on a couple of German teams. Berserk is the most recent team he played for. He's been looking fairly good in this series so far. Top fragging for Seed again, but here we go. The push comes down, drops. Biddy does get the 1 kill. However, there is Liz to make sure the trade comes in. And Icon having to look towards Connector, but he finds the frag. The bomb is dropped, and Icon opens up with a 2nd kill. So Pride are going to go crashing out of this round unless Manise and Morelts have anything to say about it. And Manise could be caught in the back. Oh no, Manise is going to spot out the man himself. He gets himself a free frag, and we're back to a 2v2. Manise pushing the sights, but Crystal just about gets the kill up close with the orb. 1 versus 2 for Morelts. He goes down. For a second there, I thought Pride might have been able to swing that back their way, but instead it is Seed to close out a round on their CT side.
Yeah, that was some weird positioning from the CT side, especially there on the A-bomb side. I'm not quite sure how on earth did that even happen. The Mac-10 player able to kill one of the CTs right there, and I can kind of whiffing his shots. Really just comes down to just a pretty good position, you know, towards drop. But the problem is that, you know, again, I'm just gonna say it. It came down to hitting the shots. Who he did not. Pride in a round like this. They do have the op here on Manise. I would like to see the op being utilized a bit more here from the terror side. That's why we're seeing pretty much Manise working on one part of the map, where the rest of the squad with rifles are on the other. So with Maniz having that up, he's gonna try to accomplish something. If that's not gonna be the case, like we're seeing right now, he's rotating, in fact, back to the players with rifles. They're gonna try to do something together. So this could still work out here for Pride. But the thing is, though, there's some utility on the seat time, but also Icon getting that frag kind of opens things up here. Pride, you gotta make the choice here. Do we speed up things, or do we slow down and try to rethink what is our next game plan?
The 1-for-1 trade at B allows Pride to sort of thin the defense on the Seed side of things. You can already see only Crystal committed to the A side of the map. He does have the AWP, so that will make things easier for him to hold this off. However, he's going to have to get these shots, and it's difficult to fall back from this position. He goes for the peek now. He spots the gun barrel. This has to be a kill, and indeed it is. Crystal finds the first on the A-hole, makes it a second frag. Finally, Morelts pushes in for the trade, but Cedar already rotated onto the A site. And with 23 seconds left, Pride have to commit to this push. And there are players waiting for them patiently on the Seed side, but Morelts gets the kill. Tom finds the trade, and we're back to a 1v1. Where is Innocent, though? He's coming from mid. 10 seconds left. Ooh, he nearly gets the kill. Tom is going to have to plant safe. He will commit to the plant on just 26 HP. Innocent in a great shape to take this. He goes for the push. Just about finding the kill at the end there. The flash did blind him, but he knew that Tom, of course, had to peek out past his crosshair. And so manages to just find the spray down. He will save the AWP. And see, take themselves a 12-9 lead now.
Yeah, they are going to be taking the lead, and with Pride planting the bomb, I mean, Pride, they're still in the fight. That is, I guess, the good thing for the Polar side, but this run was relatively close. It really could have gone either way when you think about it. Clutch works out for Innocent. Of course, in most cases, you know, when a player sees a flash being thrown at him, he's going to look away. He's going to look away and then take the engagement. But you think about it, when you look away, and then you look back at the player, you may not always get your, shall I say, crosshair positioning right. So it's actually very cool of Innocent to see, to face forward towards the flash, try to spray down with the mouse 1, and try to get the frag, and the frag he did get. After all, the player was relatively low in HP. The scoreline, when you think about it, Seed and the CT side of both Mirage and Cash didn't look so good. I think they were able to scrape down 6 rounds. I think that was the scoreline, how much they acquired on Cash, 6 rounds. So, in comparison to Cash, they need to acquire 1 more, and then they're going to be having quite a good half here. So right now, they're in the brink of getting 3. They could use a 4th here, and I think that could be the case, as Innocent is doing such a good job at getting those frags. The rest of the Pride squad are looking like they still want to continue on with the push. Crystal is stuck in a very awkward spot. He should be getting taken down by now, but they're still taking their time now. Tom will finally be ending things here, and Icon and Dennis, both of the players, will try to go for this one, but Tom with a frag of his own, and somehow they pull it through.
I was going to say how important of a round that was from Seed there. Or for both teams, sorry, because as you can see, the money was so bad on both sides. But Pride themselves get the round win. And now, when they've got 10 on the board, they could really start again to make this game incredibly close. This has been such a hotly contested series between these two teams. And it certainly could still go either way, with Seed now having the weaker economy. Pride themselves haven't really built up too much money though, so they really would like to save all 5 AKs into this round, and I didn't realise Pride already pushing the A site. Crystal nearly gets the kill, but just the damage dealt. In the meantime, Reitz will find a frag on the site itself, but Dennis pushes out, spraying away to find himself 2 kills. Maniz gets 1 back, but it's back to a 3-on-3, and now that Innocent's got that frag, it's a man advantage. Again lost as Morelts finds a kill himself. 2v2, Luz peeks out and wins that fight. So it looks like Pride will just about secure themselves the position to take the round. But again, way closer than they would have hoped for. And the guns lost mean their economy will continue to be on the edge.
Yeah, for me it's quite interesting, you know, he was playing relatively passively on an eco. It doesn't really make much sense as he's now just crawling around here trying shifting his way through on the side. If he would have been with his teammates alongside them taking the fight, then heck, the pistols could have really made it possible, but in the end it just didn't really work out. So Seed back on another eco, and honestly I don't blame them. They need to acquire the bank so that they can make the investment, and the investment will be It's just that Pride, again, they might be acquiring a chance here, Pride. They could, if they start building up a bit more momentum, even a chance here to maybe close out the map. And that's something you gotta be wary if you're Seed. Innocent, though, will be picking up the frag here. It isn't that bad. It isn't that bad. Pride, as I'm saying, you don't want to allow Pride to acquire much momentum here. Seed, when around like this, I mean, Innocent trying to fight off the players. Speedy is relatively far away, though. He could join his teammate down towards Matrix, but he's just actually going to go towards Long. He may not be spotted as of yet, but out of this situation, you might think, oh, they should be able to salvage AKs. The problem is, though, if you have taken a look at the players, they've been actually getting one of those AKs all the way up towards B plat. I'm not quite sure how they did it, but yeah, Speedy now left alone, and he's probably going to be saving that AK.
Yeah, Speedy does find the one AK that was still around the mid area. However, Pride are going to take us back to an even scoreline. This final map is really looking like it's going to be incredibly close here for both of these teams. Remember, they played out the entirety of the group stages to get to this point, and it's just building up slowly but surely to what could be some incredibly exciting final few rounds. It's going to be the 12-12 scoreline, as I was just saying. Question is, what will see to buy into the next round? It looks likely that Crystal will go for that AWP. He hasn't particularly been finding too many fights with it so far. Here's Speedy trying to save. There's the one kill. I don't think Pride are going to push towards him quickly enough. Ooh, close, but Speedy does just about hold on to the AK. And here we go. Seed decide to switch things up. It will be that double AWP setup. Icon is more than capable with the AWP. He will pick one up for himself. And let's see if these two AWPs can make the difference here, because Pride are just going to stick with the 5 AK. So if Seed can force some fights early on at long range, they could certainly look to get those opening kills.
That's always a possibility, as we are seeing the double AWP setup do come through. Icon is towards that B part of the map. Crystal with the AWP on towards A. The thing is, though, Crystal is by his lone. This could be a scary position, as he has to keep on looking back up towards Long and towards Matrix. Now he's got his buddy who is watching Long for him, but Menis and Co not deploying some of that utility. Dennis gonna throw the Molotov at the opportune time. He's got to find him back away, but that's a double peek right there, and it's gonna be quite difficult for Dennis to even get out of that position. So that's already a man advantage for Pride.
Dennis comes over to help his teammates, but Crystal, after seeing his teammate go down, just decides to get the hell out of there. So Pride will have the early man advantage, and with 57 seconds left, that's still a lot of time for them to go back towards B if they so desire. And it looks like they will be making their way back towards B, slowly but surely, creeping their way back around, making sure not to make any noise, making sure not to give away any information over to Seed. With 40 seconds left, the push looks likely to come through. They are lining it up, but the smoke might slow things down further. Again, though, Seed have 2 players on A, 2 players on B, so the rotate will be incredibly long here. Seed need to shut down this site. Innocent only good for the 1 kill, and now B looks almost certain to fall, as there's only 1 man left. It's Icon, who does get a couple of kills. So those few kills might make all the difference, because now it is a 2-on-2 retake that Seed could still do.
This is good, right? This is good for Seed. This is now winnable for them in a 2 versus 2 scenario. Tom is behind Statue. That's not a very good position from him. But Speedy, though, he might just actually able to cut off Morels there, who's boosting on the tree. And yet Tom will be picking up that frag. Crystal now. If there was an opportune time for him to step up, it'd be around like this. He knows the positioning of one more of those players, but really, this is where things do get tricky for Crystal. Barely any time and barely anything to work with here. He needs the peak here. Does get the peak from Morels, but he simply doesn't have a lot of time here. So Crystal will back away and try to save the AWP. Might just get the frag in the end. No, Tom does back away. And thus, Pride will be acquiring their 13th round here. And yeah, Honka, looks like this one is going very close to the wire. Again, Seed got to make a difficult economical decision. What on earth do we do? Do we go for a bit of a buy? I think partial buy does, as they're about to hit maximum lose money bonus, but apparently not. Seed will be going for the full-on investment, apparently. So honestly, it does make sense when you think about it. Dennis, he's the only player that's got a downgrade. instead of having a rifle, a scoped rifle, it's just gonna be having an SMG. And the thing is, though, Pride already making progress here, but progress is slow from their side as they finally do acquire 2 frags in the end. Pride now Crystal pushing through the smoke like that. I'm not quite sure why he did change up his weapons in the end, and Dennis will be burning down Reeds. And now Morel's in a position where he could get the frag, but Dennis, that was a bit slumpy from him. But hey, Seed do get the round.
And now it's Pride themselves who have a more questionable economy. They try the quick B play. However, Seed were more than up to the task of holding it off. And you can already see Pride going for the force buy. 3 AKs, a UMP, and a CZ for them to work with. And they are yet again up against those 2 AWPs on the Seed side of things. So here we go. 13-13, and one of these teams will take the lead off the back of this round. And you can see Seed sitting back fairly passively. They have those AWPs, they can hold these long-range angles. However, Crystal will not be getting the action because plenty of players from Pride pushing out towards A long. So Dennis will have to hold them off. Right now he's got an incendiary out, so Dennis is peeking in and out, and as soon as he sees the players, he will try and throw that forwards. I'm not sure if he'll get to do it in time before Pride can get round the corner, though, so that's going to be a big question mark as Pride line up the A push.
And that's the thing, they already deployed the utility here, and the problem is they've been blocked off. But Tom, though, that's a frag we're finding now. The terrorist side started crumbling here. Tom picking up one more frag here, but now he's up against Free alongside Morels. So I guess he's got some sort of backup from his teammate. Tom will be getting another frag here. Bit of an overstep there from Crystal and Tom as he's left in a 1 versus 2. He doesn't have a lot of HP, so this should be at least Innocent or Icon getting the frag. Probably Innocent, as he's going to be spotting out the shadow of Tom, and that's going to be the round here. This is where things do get troublesome. Look at the economy of Pride. It's in shambles. It's non-existent. They're gonna have to go for an eco here in a round like this. Yeah, it's a possibility, but honestly, if they eco here, they might just have a better chance of winning the round with the rifles at hand. So Pride are gonna swallow the pill, and they're gonna have to simply eco this one out, forget this round, and then think about the fact that they're gonna have to win 2 in a row to keep themselves into the game.
Pride at the start of this round, they're going to have 4 players over towards the B side of the map, while Manice is all by himself over towards A with the bomb. Player's going to come down, drop, they're going to go in towards Connector, but Dennis with the MP9 just mows them down. Finally, Morelts gets one back, but the damage is done because Spiddy is also in position. And Manice will almost certainly fall here. Crystal on the site certainly spotted him out. The rotate comes in, so there will not be a bomb plant for Pride. They're just going to have to work with the money that they have. 15-13, and Seed have 2 map points, 2 series points to close this one out. And taking a look at the Pride buy, they will just go for the AK. So here it is, round 29 could be a decisive one. Both teams have worked so hard to get to this point, but the Polish team are going to have to rely on this round here. And we see Pride already going for some nades towards B. They could be lining up the quick B play, which worked so horribly for them in the past. Here we go! Pride going for the fast push, but Spiddy already gets the first kill on the hold.
Yeah, and as he was throwing the nade, he actually nades down himself, so that was not according to plan, but things are looking relatively good for Pride. Somehow we're down to 2 versus 2. Manice, he's low in HP, but at the same time, they're up against 2 of those CTs. Dennis is moving in from the A side, but Crystal with the op, he's peering through, but he's not going to be spotting out Manice. Dennis now is going to have to clutch, and no, Dennis is not going to clutch. In fact, Dennis already thinking about the save here. I'm not quite sure if that's the correct choice, to be honest.
I guess I can kind of understand his reasoning because he doesn't have really any money. But at the same time, a 1-on-2, it's probably worth just going for this one, especially as Manice is low on health. Of course, I'm not sure he knows that, but if he can just get a quick kill, there's every chance, especially with full nades. You would think Dennis would be willing to try and go for the retake. I know he doesn't have a kit, but those nades can still be valuable. Either way, that means that Seed are going to have to play for round number 30. We saw the last map back on Cash go to overtime. And when it got to overtime, Seed did close it out. But Seed will be hoping they don't have to play for overtime in this one because they still have the full buy. Look at the nades, though, on the Seed side. Really not the best of utility into this round. So that's something to point out as we head into what could be the last round of this game. And look at Pride go again. The quick B play is being set up, but they won't commit to it this time, deciding to play things safe. And I was going to say, I was going to be very surprised to see a fast play in a round like this because it's so important that Pride don't make any mistakes as they push towards a site. So they will just decide to slow things down in this all-important round.
But all honesty, if you look at back at the previous maps, how on earth Pride was able to acquire scorelines like 16, I think it was 16 to 6, maybe something on Mirage, are still a relatively close game when Cash was pretty much on the back of that T side being so explosive. The players having the confidence to be going pushes, and they're going back to basics by the looks of it. And well, they're spawning out one of the players that's innocent out, but now Icon behind the side with the op needs some backup, picking up one more frag. There's still a player right behind Rock. That'd be Speedy, but now Speedy gets taken down. Tom, and now all up to Luz. Luz in a 1 versus 2, nothing much to work with here. The Molotov almost burns him alive, but going for that peak is Dennis and Seed. After a harsh battle of all 3 maps in this best of 3, Seed will come out victorious, but I would not say that that was a convincing victory.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do take it at the end of the day, so fair play to Seed. We got to give them credit, especially Icon standing in. He actually looked really, really good, especially when they pulled out the double AWPs. I thought that was very, very useful for Seed to have a very good second AWPer on the team. And to be honest, in my opinion, Icon was having more success with the AWP than Crystal did. But it will be Seed, in my opinion, to take this upset victory here on Cobblestone. We saw Pride. I thought Pride were looking fairly good there on their T side, especially with some of their plays. It looked like they had them lined up well. You saw them try and go for the quick B play. They had the nades over the top. I do like that strategy, but Seed fairly often was sort of pushing up aggressively towards Plat and denying that possibility in terms of that quick play from coming in. And it seemed like Seed just about managed to do that enough of the time. But yeah, very entertaining series. And other than that, have you got any other words to close this out, Danny? Because this was a great series to watch. Incredibly back and forth, incredibly close games.
Yeah, and I guess we could also give props to some of the players really stepping up there when the time was right there from Seed. Icon had a relatively good game, but we have to give credit to players like, Speedy, Dennis as well, timing in with some of those kills as well. And really, even though they do end up winning, I think on HLTV, if you take a look, the players have got all negative sort of KD, and on the Pride side, everyone's got a positive one. So I guess that's one interesting thing worth mentioning. But really, other than that, I guess that's about it. See, did you get the W? It was quite the brutal one, but they are able to get the win in the end. And in a game of Counter-Strike, that's what really matters. It's just to win.
So it will be Seed confirmed to be playing up against Kingwin tomorrow for a spot at the FC Dynamo Brest Cup 2017. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to come back tomorrow because those games are going to be incredibly hyped to see who can make it through. It's going to be the last game day, and we are very excited to bring you that one. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.